House Speaker Nancy Pelosi has made another bold move, securing GOP Congressman and anti-Trump critic Adam Kinzinger after she rejected House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy's panel into the January 6th insurrection. Pelosi stated, "Today I'm announcing the appointment of Republican Congressman Adam Kinzinger, an Air Force veteran and lieutenant colonel in the Air National Guard, to serve on the Select Committee. He brings great patriotism to the committee's mission to find the facts and protect our democracy." Kinzinger is joining Liz Cheney as the only Republicans on the new Select Committee. Is one of the 10 House Republicans who voted to impeach President Trump, by the way, the second time around. So challenging Kinzinger for a seat in Congress is Catalina Lauf, and she joins us right now to talk about this. Catalina, good to see you.
Good to see you too, Buck.
So how is it that somebody who is a Republican can feel good, as Adam Kinzinger apparently does based on his public statements, about getting a pat on the head from Nancy Pelosi for being a willing patsy in her distract from the Biden presidency and get Trump January 6th commission scheme?
Speaker McCarthy put it perfectly when he called Adam and Liz Pelosi Republicans, because that's exactly what they are. I wouldn't be shocked if Adam and his office were actively lobbying for a role on that committee. He's made it clear where he stands, and that's with the Democrats. It's enabling the Biden administration. It's enabling Nancy Pelosi and her witch hunts, and it's doing the opposite of what an elected member of Congress should be doing, which is representing their constituents, the people who put him in that seat. What has he done for his district? Absolutely nothing. And instead, he's actually parading himself on MSNBC, CNN, being the darling of the left. And it's time that we get him out, and we are taking him on full steam ahead. And he makes it pretty easy for us by being a Democrat.
Yeah, what do you think he gains from this, other than just the ego trip of getting paraded around on MSNBC and the New York Times editorial page as some kind of a hero for Democrats? I mean, why not just switch party affiliation? Why play the game anymore?
I think to your point, it is all about an ego trip. Career politicians like Adam Kinzinger, who have been in office for way past their prime. This guy has been out in D.C. He's done nothing for his district. He lost the essence of what makes representatives good, which is by being a part of their constituency, by understanding their base. And he would prefer to hold his base in contempt, belittle his base, belittle the Republicans who sent him to office. But I don't know if I've mentioned before, but this district was won by President Trump by over 5 points. This is a very Republican seat. Why would somebody in his position go out and be a Democrat? And the only question to that, or the only answer to that question, would be for their own personal gain. And that's exactly what he's been doing. He touts when his family rejected him because of the impeachment vote. He's on MSNBC and CNN all the time. He loves his names in the headlines, and that's unfortunately not servant leadership. That's somebody in it for their own ego boost.
What do you make of Pelosi's move, which is certainly a break with tradition, if not entirely unprecedented, to block two Republicans that are supposed to be on the committee, basically because she, just doesn't want them there? I mean, the rationale was they've said things that she thinks would hurt the standing of the committee or something like that. But generally speaking, Republicans get to offer up their members, Democrats offer up theirs, and that's how a supposedly bipartisan committee works. What do you think about Pelosi stepping in here and deciding to really go bare knuckles?
Pelosi, as we all know, knows exactly why she does the thing that she does. And it's because, frankly, she wanted her own lapdogs to try to look like this was bipartisan by having the token Republicans who are the anti-Trump Republicans like Liz and Adam here. And she wanted her own lapdogs. She wants people that she's going to be able to control the narrative, to make this whole commission all political. She didn't want any accountability by the conservative members like Congressman Jim Banks, who would have been a real patriot, a real great watchdog to be in on this Pelosi committee. And again, she wants her lapdogs, and that's what she got in choosing Adam Kinzinger to be on this commission.
Catalina, what do you think the purpose of Pelosi's commission is all about? Because We know that there doesn't seem to be any interest in looking into the BLM riots of 2020 and that political violence. That's being excluded from all of this. But even within the scope of what is supposedly the bipartisan investigation into the January 6th riot, which they are calling an insurrection and continue to do so, despite not bringing any insurrection or rebellion charges under U.S. federal law, which they could do if that is in fact what happened, but it was not that, so they can't. But Pelosi doesn't seem interested at all in diving into why was the Capitol Police not reinforced that day? Why was the National Guard delayed in getting to them? Why wasn't there greater preparation for it? I mean, how can we expect that this is in any way meant to get us answers when clearly they're excluding fundamental questions from the process?
All comes down to politics, Buck. We've seen this and you and I both know this, just being in this space, it all comes down to being politically motivated. She does not care. Here in Illinois, for example, we had millions upon millions of damage done because of the BLM riots to small businesses. We had people that should have been at least looked into, had a trial that, they only got slaps on the wrist. What happened to all of that? And the voters are not stupid. The American people see how much of a charade this is, how much of a circus this is. We saw this in both the impeachment circuses that Pelosi initiated before. Now we're seeing this again. Who is actually working for the American people? Not only the BLM riots, people should be looking into that. What about things like election integrity, the censorship that's happening, the millions of small businesses that are being destroyed because of an economy that the Biden administration is choking small businesses, the regulation, the American people are out of work, unemployment benefits have expired themselves. You have restaurants that cannot find people to work for them. You have an economy that's about to be decimated. And here you have Nancy Pelosi so concerned with the January 6th commission, all to taint a movement and the Trump Republicanism that is here to stay, might I add. So whatever she wants to do, wants to continue wasting taxpayer money, continue on these circuses. It's just going to be another impeachment type of scandal, and we're going to see this play out. It's all politics, and it's actually better for people like me and other candidates across the country that people are supporting because they have had enough of the charade. They've had enough of the politics. They want authenticity. They want people to be working for them, not having this theater that Nancy Pelosi has been doing for the last 4 years, frankly.
Catalina, appreciate you joining us. Thank you so much.
Thank you.